All right, guys, I've been doing a carnivore diet 7.5 years. What are my top 5, favorite foods, the foods I eat the most? We'll start with number 1, and this represents at least 90% of my diet, and that is simply going to be basically beef. Beef is probably, at a minimum, 90% of my diet. In fact, just below the screen here is a 2.5-pound tomahawk ribeye, which I'm sous videing right now for my main meal of the day. After that, probably the next most common thing I consume are eggs. Eggs would make up probably 3% of my diet, something along those lines. After that, then it would become things like other types of meat. So things like lamb, pork, particularly in the form of bacon. And again, this is probably close to about 2% of my diet. Beyond that, I would probably consume dairy as the next most common product, either in the form of butter, occasional cheese, and ghee, sometimes some yogurt. But again, that's once again about 2% of my diet. And the thing I consume probably the least that makes any sort of regularity in my diet would be fish. And so that's often in the form of salmon. It might be shrimp. It might be some sort of mussel or some other type of fish. And so that's it. That's literally my diet for the last 8 years, with rare exception. Do I eat organ meats? Pretty much no. Why don't I eat organ meats? Because I don't like them. I'm not eating stuff I don't like, sorry. Do I think they have superpowers? No, not particularly. I've been doing this for, close to 8 years now, and the people that I know have done it the longest rarely, if ever, consume organ meats. It's usually people that kind of come into the scene for a little while, proclaim how great they are, make a big social media splash, and then they leave. And as we've seen that multiple times again. So organ meats, in my view, are fine if you like them. They're clearly not necessary. You can live a long, healthy, robust life. You can be vigorous and physically fit and perform at a high level without consuming them. What else? Do I include fruit in my diet? No, I don't include fruit in my diet. I mean, I do for 1 week, as you guys noticed, to test my cholesterol, but that's certainly not a regular feature in my diet. So the things I mentioned, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm pretty much beef, and then it's going to be like a little bit of eggs, and then it's going to be, there's other meats and some fish and some dairy products. So there you go. That's a carnivore diet for me. I'm 57 years of age. I am stronger now at 57 than I was at 47, for that matter. And probably, I'd say I'm right about where I was when I was 42, and I was pretty effing strong when I was 42. So that's pretty good. And my performance athletically is, pretty significant. We'll see what happens when I turn 60. I got another little over 2 years to go until I turn 60. I've got some pretty ambitious goals. I'll be 10 years carnivore at that point, or a little over 10 years carnivore at that point. And that's a pretty decent put up or shut up type of thing. So follow along. We'll see how I go. Maybe if the vegans are right, I'll be maybe keeled over and dead by then. But hopefully that won't be the case. Anyway, let me know what your top 5 favorite foods are on carnivore. What do you prefer, and maybe you can rank order them and how frequently you consume them. Like I said, I suspect a lot of you are going to find it's probably red meat, but there may be some exceptions. All right, guys, let me know. Take care.